Well, Benoit, for you to be an event like this as a former Islander and to see all these kids having a good time here tonight playing hockey, how much fun is this for you?
Well, it brings me back to my childhood. We didn't have the places like that, but we used to do it on the street. So we used to have, like, I was just telling somebody earlier that we used to have our neighborhood games in different neighborhoods, but we didn't have the ring like this. And now seeing all the kids get involved in deck hockey and then learning hockey skills, it's great to see.
There's a few deck hockey facilities like this on Long Island. How cool is it for a kid who may not be ready to get on skates to be able to get a chance to sample the game and enjoy the game of hockey in a venue like this?
Well, I think skating is the hardest part. When you're a young kid, you get, like you said, you have to learn how to skate. This, you can work your hand skills, you can work, like, your game situation, passing and stuff like this until you can be strong enough to skate. So I think transition to this, to the ice, and now you learn skating, you already have those skills. So that's a good start.
I know we had talked a few months ago about being here on Long Island, and you came here and had some great seasons for the Islanders, and then you left, but you always called Long Island home. What was it about being here that made you want to be a full-time resident on Long Island?
Well, actually, when I left the Islanders, I always came back. So people maybe thought that I left for years, but when I got traded to Toronto in '95, I just came back the next summer. So people weren't aware. Some people would see me and go, "You Benoit Hogue?" And I always came back here, and I've been here ever since. So I loved it here. I think I had great years. I met a lot of great people, and I decided to make my home on Long Island. It just works.
That '93 run was so magical. Came out of nowhere, really. You guys knock out the Capitals, and then you take out the Penguins, and obviously that was an unbelievable series. When you think back to that spring, how special was it for you when you think back on your career?
Well, it was special because it was really the first kind of playoff run that I had. Being in Buffalo for 4 years, we didn't have such a run, and coming here with the Islanders and having that run in '93, and especially, beating Washington first to face the Stanley Cup defending champion, it was going to be a big task, and we did it. So it's memories that I still talk to fans about it, even former players in that year, that we always go back to that year, how much fun that we had and the intensity of the game. So that's a great memory for me on Long Island.
David Volek scores that overtime goal, and that season he was in and out of Al's doghouse the whole year. And for him to get that game-winning goal, when you think back on it, how crazy was that?
Well, I think it couldn't happen to a better guy. Like I said, he was in and out. David was a different personality, but for him to get that goal, like, we were like all shocked because they finally went in. And the puck came to him, he shot it right away, he placed it, but David was always a good goal scorer. He was fast, he could score goals, and it's just the timing that happened. Ray McFarland made a great pass, and to end the series on David Volek's goal, I think it was exciting.
How about the current Islanders coming off a trip to the playoffs last year? I know you still follow them very closely as an alum. What do you think of the current team? And it looks like on paper, at least, they have a better roster than they did last year.
Well, I think they're coming along. I think, we had so many years that was up and down, and now we had a coaching change this year, bring Patrick Waugh, and, he wants to win. He's a winner. And then, now the players that are coming in, they're going to have, from the beginning of the season, a responsibility and be accountable for the team, with their game. So, but they have young players. I think it's just to put the chemistry together and believe in one another, and they can make good playoffs.
They add Duclair maybe to that first line with Barzal and Horvat. That has a chance to be a pretty good line.
Yeah, Duclair's got speed. He's got size. He's got speed. He's been around the league for a while, so he's going to bring maybe that intensity that everybody's going to have to follow, and that's when your competition comes up. It comes up because you follow the next leader and the next leader, and then that's how you win hockey games.
What do you look forward to when you see the kids on the rink here? I'm sure they all come up to you. You former Islander, former NHL player, and a lot of these kids are playing hockey. What's the most common question you get, and what's your advice to these kids that are starting out playing?
Well, I just got on, and a couple kids asked me, goes, "When did you play?" And then I told him when I played. And he was like stunned. And then there's a little girl, she goes, "When did you retire?" And I say 2002. And she was like, "I'm like, you weren't born back then." But no, it's great. Listen, I answer questions. I coach little kids. It's the same thing. They ask me when I play, I retired. It's like me, like back in Montreal, back in the days, talking to the guy that played in 1940s almost, But I enjoy it. They love the game. They know the Islanders. They follow their fans. Mm-hmm. It's all good.
I was going to ask you about coaching, how much you love doing it right now with the kids.
I like it. I'm up to my team is a 16U now, and I took it 3 years ago, and I didn't know if I was going to do it that long. I was going to do it to help them out, but I enjoy it. I'm a great player. great families, and you know, I've been riding with them for 3 years now, and then we're coming up to the next, the 4th year, and I really enjoy it. I enjoy getting on the ice with them. I enjoy teaching them. They respect me, and I do the same thing. I respect my players, and like I said, we work all together to win hockey games, so it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Awesome. Good